today's lesson, we are going to learn how to calculate the discriminant delta. And we're also going to learn how to discuss the nature of the roots. In other words, we are going to classify our roots. So here is an example. Discuss the nature of the roots for the following equations. Now here's the first equation that we are going to do today, and as you can see, this is a quadratic equation. Now the first step is to make sure that our quadratic equation is in the right order and that our terms are all on the one side. Now we are lucky all our terms are here on the left side, so that step is already done. Then if we want to discuss the nature of the roots, we need to calculate the discriminant, which is delta, and delta is equal to b squared minus 4ac. Then we are just going to do substitution of the b and the a and the c, and then we write this again, but can you see I leave these brackets there instead of the b and the a and the c? So in the place of the b, we are going to put the minus 5 because the coefficient of the x variable is b. So minus 5 goes in there. And then we are going to do substitution of the a. So this 2, which is a, that's the coefficient of the x squared, goes into the place of a. There we go. And then the c is the constant, which is positive 1, and it goes into the place of c. Then we calculate this and we get an answer of 17. Well, delta is equal to 17. Now it's very important that we remember what we were supposed to memorize in our previous lesson. When delta is less than 0, we know that we have non-real roots, while 17 is not less than 0. Then when delta is equal to 0, we have equal roots and we also have real roots. Well, 17 is not equal to 0. 17 is greater than 0. And when delta is greater than 0, we have unequal roots. So we need to write that down. Our roots are unequal. And we also have real roots. So our roots are real. And then we do one last check. Is 17 a complete square or not? It's not a complete square, so therefore we also have irrational roots, and we write it down. We have irrational roots. There we discuss the nature of the roots, and we are done. Let's go have a look at one last example. Now here is another example where we are going to discuss the nature of the roots. Now, let's just make sure this is a quadratic equation and all our terms are on the one side. Now, just because this is a negative 1 in front of the x squared doesn't mean we are going to change it in this case. When we want to calculate the discriminant, because we want to discuss the nature of the roots, we don't need to change these signs. We just leave it as it is. So let's calculate delta, and that is equal to b squared minus 4ac. And all we need to do is do substitution of the b, the a, and the c. So let's write it down. So in the place of b, we're going to put the plus 1. There it is. And then we have the minus 4, the minus 4. In the place of a, we're going to put the minus 1. There it is. And in the place of c, minus 2. And there we go. And we can calculate this, and we get an answer of minus 7. So delta is equal to minus 7. And when delta is less than 0, we have non-real roots. So we can just simply say delta is equal to minus 7. Therefore, our roots will be non-real. And that is all there is to it. Hope to see you again next time, where we are going to look at one more concept. Bye.